This is the moment that decides everything. A single choice can shift the path of your life forever. Shaolin masters have long taught that hesitation is the true enemy of mastery. Yet most never recognize the critical moments when destiny waits quietly, offering a challenge only the prepared can see. Today, you will discover the hidden wisdom that ancient Shaolin monks lived by, lessons rarely spoken outside the monastery walls. You will learn how decisive action flows from the unity of mind, body, and spirit, and why waiting even a moment too long can close doors that may never open again. This is not theory. These are truths tested in centuries of discipline, in trials where fear and doubt were constant companions. By the end of this video, you will understand how to recognize your own defining moments, how to harness the quiet power of awareness, and how to move forward with clarity even when the path seems uncertain. We will explore practices that sharpen perception, cultivate inner strength, and align intention with action, tools that the outside world rarely teaches, but that determine the outcome of those rare decisive moments. Stay with me as we uncover secrets that connect ancient teachings with modern mastery, revealing the subtle forces that shape success and self-mastery. Every second counts, and every insight carries weight for the one ready to act. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, a space where wisdom meets practice, where knowledge becomes power, and where each choice can ignite the fire within. Subscribe now and join this journey, because the time to move is not tomorrow, it is here and it is now. In the quiet spaces between thought, the truth of yourself waits to be seen. Awareness is not simply noticing the world around you, it is the clear, unshakable understanding of what stirs within. The Shaolin masters teach that every action, every choice, begins here, in the stillness of true perception. To move without awareness is to stumble in darkness, guided only by impulse and habit. Observe your mind as a silent witness. See the patterns that repeat, the fears that tighten your chest, the desires that pull you like unseen currents. Do not judge them. Do not fight them. In this practice, mindfulness is your lantern, illuminating the shadows without extinguishing their lessons. You begin to understand that each fear is a teacher, each desire a signal, and each habitual reaction a path you may choose to leave behind. When awareness becomes your constant companion, uncertainty loses its grip. Decisions no longer spring from panic or haste, but from the calm clarity of understanding. You recognize the subtle tensions in your body, the fleeting thoughts that once controlled you, and the impulses that whispered distractions in your ear. With each breath, clarity grows, and your mind aligns with your deepest intentions. Awareness transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. A simple choice becomes an act of mastery. Even in chaos, the aware mind finds the path. It sees the opening when others see only walls. It hears the whisper of opportunity where others hear noise. This is not a skill gained overnight. It is forged through quiet reflection, through patience, and through the unwavering commitment to see oneself as one truly is. In this clarity, action arises naturally, unforced, precise, and powerful, guided not by fear, but by the steady compass of conscious insight. Discipline is often misunderstood as restriction, yet in the Shaolin tradition, it is the gateway to true freedom. The body learns through repetition, the mind through routine, and the spirit through restraint. At first, these practices may feel confining, as if every action is measured and every desire curtailed. But the masters teach that this very structure shapes the mind, molds the will, and sharpens the senses. In the quiet hours of training, when movements are repeated again and again, the practitioner begins to notice a subtle shift. The mind grows steady, no longer pulled by every passing impulse. Thoughts that once scattered attention settle into focus. The breath becomes a guide, the posture a teacher, and every gesture an expression of inner control. Here, in this deliberate order, freedom begins to emerge, not the chaos of endless choice, but the power to act with clarity when it matters most. True freedom is not the absence of rules, it is mastery over the inner world. When a decisive moment arrives, the practiced mind moves without hesitation, the body flows without strain, and the spirit acts without doubt. The path is no longer dictated by fear, desire, or distraction. Instead, each movement carries intention, each choice carries awareness, and each action resonates with purpose. Ancient masters understood that the external world cannot be controlled, but the inner world can. Discipline is the bridge between limitation and liberation, between preparation and decisive action. It is the quiet force that allows a person to step forward when others hesitate, to respond when others falter, and to create from a place of centered strength rather than reactive impulse. Through disciplined practice, one discovers that freedom is not found in chance, but forged in the patient, unwavering mastery of self. Stillness is a power often overlooked in a world that prizes action above all else. In the quiet, the mind finds its true form. Shaolin teachings remind us that silence is not emptiness, nor is stillness a pause in strength. Instead, they are instruments of clarity, sharpening perception like a sword honed on stone. Those who rush without pause may move swiftly, but they lack precision. Those who embrace stillness move with certainty. In meditation, the ordinary noise of the mind falls away. Thoughts no longer clamor for attention, and the restless stirrings of fear or desire begin to settle. Each breath becomes a measure of presence, each heartbeat a reminder of being fully here. The practitioner learns to watch without judgment, to feel without attachment, and to listen to the subtle currents of insight that arise only in calm. Stillness teaches patience and discipline simultaneously. The body may remain motionless, but the mind is active in its observation, aware of every impulse, every tension, every fleeting distraction. It is in this discipline of quiet observation that mastery takes root. The mind becomes like water, still on the surface, yet capable of profound depth and power beneath. When the decisive moment arrives, the one who has cultivated stillness does not hesitate. Action flows naturally from clarity, precise and deliberate, untouched by panic or doubt. The path becomes visible not through force or struggle, but through the calm alignment of mind and spirit. In ancient practice, the greatest warriors were often those who could wait, who could breathe, and who could remain present when chaos raged around them. Stillness is not passivity, it is preparation. It is strength refined into patience, and it is through this quiet mastery that the mind sees the world as it truly is, ready to act with unwavering clarity when the moment demands it. Fear is not an enemy to be vanquished, it is a companion ever present on the path of mastery. In the quiet halls of the Shaolin Temple, students learn that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in its presence. Every heartbeat carries the signal of danger, every instinct whispers caution, and yet the true measure of a warrior is how they respond, not by denial but by conscious choice. Hesitation is born when fear is mistaken for weakness. The mind freezes, uncertainty takes root, and opportunity slips away. The masters teach that fear is natural, a force meant to guide and protect. It becomes a tool when understood, a mirror reflecting what is truly important. By observing fear without judgment, one can transform it into clarity, sharpening focus rather than blinding the senses. To act decisively in the face of fear requires inner discipline. The body must remain steady, the mind alert, and the spirit unshaken. Breath becomes an anchor, grounding awareness in the present. The trembling of the heart is acknowledged, but not allowed to dictate movement. Each step forward is deliberate, each choice made with intention, as if the fear itself fuels the energy needed to move with precision. Ancient Shaolin philosophy teaches that mastery begins within. External dangers are temporary, the true battle is internal. The practitioner who embraces fear does not become reckless, nor do they seek it for glory. They simply recognize it, integrate it, and let it illuminate the path forward. In this way, courage transcends mere bravery. It becomes a quiet, steady force, a reflection of inner control. When fear is met with awareness and purpose, hesitation dissolves. The mind acts with clarity, the body responds with strength, and the spirit moves unhindered. Courage, then, is not something earned or given. It is lived, moment by moment, in the presence of what once seemed insurmountable. The body and mind are not separate. They are reflections of one another. In Shaolin tradition, true mastery begins when both move in harmony. Physical readiness is not merely strength or agility. It is the embodiment of mental focus, discipline, and presence. When the body is prepared, the mind is clear. When the mind is focused, the body responds without hesitation. Every movement in Shaolin practice carries intention. Breathing, posture, and precision are not exercises for the sake of form. They are lessons in awareness. Each stance trains the mind to stay grounded. Each motion teaches patience, and each repetition cultivates control. Through this integration, the practitioner learns to act as a single unit where thought flows seamlessly into movement, and movement expresses thought without distortion. Fragmented energy is the enemy of decisive action. A mind distracted or a body unsteady will falter when clarity is required most. Shaolin masters remind students that preparation is invisible until the moment it is tested. A stance held with focus, a breath drawn with awareness, a movement executed with calm intent. These are not small acts, they are the foundations of decisive mastery. When the time comes to make a final move, hesitation is a product of separation between mind and body. But when unity exists, every action becomes natural, every choice precise. There is no wasted motion, no second guessing, no regret, only the quiet confidence that comes from disciplined alignment. This harmony is cultivated over years, often in silence, repetition, and stillness. Yet its power is revealed instantly in the moment that demands all of one's strength, wisdom, and clarity. Aligning body and mind is not simply preparation. It is the path to moving with unwavering certainty, a practice that transforms potential into action and intention into reality. Every action leaves a mark, subtle yet enduring, like ripples across a still pond. Shaolin teachings remind us that nothing in life is without consequence. Every movement, every word, every choice carries energy that shapes the world around us and the state within us. To act without awareness is to scatter this energy, to waste potential, and to drift away from one's true path. Intention is the guiding force that gives meaning to action. When the mind is aligned with purpose, each step resonates beyond its immediate effect. It touches the unseen currents of life, influencing outcomes in ways often imperceptible at first. The ancient masters understood that even the smallest gesture, when charged with mindful intention, becomes a declaration of self-mastery and alignment with the higher path. Before action, there must be reflection. A question quietly asked, does this serve my growth, my mission, becomes a compass for the soul. It distinguishes the reactive from the deliberate, the fleeting from the enduring. Through this practice, the practitioner learns to act not from impulse, pride, or fear, but from clarity, discipline, and insight. Each decision becomes a conscious contribution to the architecture of one's life, a step that strengthens the foundation of inner strength and purpose. Energy, once released without care, can scatter. Energy directed with intention becomes power. The weight of intention is not a burden, it is the measure of mastery. It teaches restraint, focus, and the quiet confidence that every move matters. The masters remind us that the world responds to energy more than words, that deliberate action aligned with purpose transforms ordinary life into a disciplined art. Through awareness of intention, every choice becomes sacred, every act a reflection of inner alignment, and every movement a bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. Within every person lies a shadow, a part of ourselves we often wish to ignore. Fear, doubt, anger, and hidden desires dwell there, whispering in corners of the mind. Shaolin philosophy teaches that true strength is born not from avoiding these shadows, but from confronting them with courage and clarity. To deny them is to remain fragmented, to act in partial awareness, and to stumble when life demands wholeness. Embracing the shadow requires discipline and honesty. It is a quiet practice, often uncomfortable yet profoundly transformative. The master does not fight the darkness as an enemy. Instead, They observe it, study it, and learn from it. Every fear confronted, every habit examined, and every hidden impulse understood becomes a tool for mastery. The mind grows sharper, the heart steadier, and the spirit more resilient. Hesitation often springs from avoidance. We pause, defer, or retreat when faced with the truths we would rather ignore. Shaolin teachings show that clarity emerges only when the shadow is acknowledged. By stepping into the discomfort, by facing what lies within, the path forward becomes unblocked. The energy once wasted in denial or resistance is transformed into focus, precision, and purpose. The shadow is not a flaw, it is a mirror. It reveals where discipline is lacking, where the mind wavers, and where inner freedom is still incomplete. By integrating both light and dark, a practitioner moves with completeness, no longer divided by fear or illusion. Each decision becomes intentional, each action grounded, each moment an expression of a whole, aware self. In this embrace, mastery transcends skill. It becomes wisdom, the ability to act decisively, to respond without hesitation, and to carry the full measure of one's being into the world. The shadow is not to be feared. It is to be understood, accepted, and transformed into a source of enduring strength. There comes a moment in life when reflection must yield to action, a threshold where thought ends and the path forward demands movement. Shaolin masters call this the sacred space of decision, a place where hesitation loses its hold and clarity takes form. It is neither rash nor reckless. It is the culmination of preparation, awareness, and inner discipline. Procrastination has no power here. The mind has been trained through stillness, repetition, and mindful observation. The body has been honed through movement, posture, and breath. Every small practice, every moment of focus converges at this point. The delay that once seemed necessary is replaced by certainty, and the scattered energy of indecision is transformed into a single decisive force. Recognizing this moment requires attunement to subtle signals, the steady pulse of intuition, the quiet confirmation of readiness, and the inner calm that arises from preparation. These are not fleeting sensations but the echoes of disciplined practice, reminding the practitioner that the path is visible and the opportunity is now. To ignore it is to return to doubt. To embrace it is to step fully into mastery. Action in this space carries the weight of intention. It is deliberate, precise, and unshaken by fear. The mind and body move as one, guided by insight rather than impulse. Even in uncertainty, the practitioner knows that movement rooted in clarity will carry them further than hesitation ever could. Ancient wisdom teaches that greatness is often revealed in these moments. They are rare, fleeting, and unmistakable. The chosen recognize them, answer the call, and act with unwavering commitment. Here mastery is tested, not in thought, not in planning, but in the courage to move decisively when the threshold has been crossed. In this sacred space, the path unfolds, and the moment of no return becomes the moment of true emergence. Mastery is not measured by knowledge alone. It is revealed in the way principles are lived, moment by moment. The teachings of Shaolin, the practices of mindfulness, and the discipline of the body and mind all point toward one truth. Understanding becomes power only when it is embodied. To know the path without walking it is to remain on the threshold, glimpsing possibility but never fully inhabiting it. In the quiet alignment of awareness, discipline, courage, and presence, wisdom finds its expression. Each quality alone is valuable, but their integration transforms ordinary action into mastery. Awareness guides perception, discipline steadies the mind, courage propels action, and presence unites the whole. When these forces converge, the practitioner acts not from reaction or habit, but from the full weight of experience and intention. The final move, the decisive action, is not born of impulse or desire. It is the natural result of years of practice, of countless repetitions, of meditation and reflection. Every hesitation faced, every shadow embraced, every moment of stillness and clarity contributes to this point. In it, preparation and intuition, insight and strength converge seamlessly. Action becomes inevitable because the inner world has been honed to respond with precision and purpose. Ancient masters taught that life offers few moments of true alignment, where readiness meets opportunity and choice reveals character. To recognize these moments and to act in harmony with one's cultivated strength is to integrate wisdom fully. The practitioner becomes a living expression of principle, where mind, body, and spirit move as one, and every gesture carries intention. Integration is not an endpoint, it is a way of being. It is the quiet mastery that underlies decisive action, the calm power behind each step, and the seamless unity of thought and movement. In this convergence, the final move becomes not just an act, but the natural unfolding of a life refined by discipline, insight, and mindful presence. The path of the chosen is never easy, yet it is simple in its truth. Clarity, courage, and discipline guide every step. When mind, body, and spirit are aligned, fear loses its hold, hesitation fades, and action flows naturally from mastery within. Your final move is more than a choice. It is a reflection of the work you have cultivated, the awareness you have nurtured, and the strength you have disciplined in yourself. Take this lesson into each day. Let every decision, every motion, and every breath carry intention. Notice the moments that call for focus, confront your fears, and move with deliberate purpose. In doing so, life becomes a practice of alignment, and every step becomes a path toward your highest potential. Remember, the time is now. Each moment holds the opportunity to act with awareness, guided by preparation and intention. Embrace it and let your actions mirror the mastery that lies within. If this message resonates with you, join us on this journey of growth and wisdom. Like this video, subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire, and continue walking the path of mindful mastery with us. Peace and clarity be with you as you move forward.